let's take a look at what the real responsibility, who the real responsible parties are in the Boeing Alaska Airlines 737. Is it capitalism? Is it cost cutting? Is it corner cutting? Is it an endless profit-seeking structure that has created worse and worse products? Or is it simply a hypothetical black pilot who's just much dumber than a white pilot? Well, let's take a look.
Was erased. The question is why? Now, they'll come out and say, oh, it was just an accident. It's an accident. But I wonder if there's actually some malfeasance in that right now it's an argument that the planes are no good. Following this report, we've got new information that loose bolts are found on door plugs on grounded United Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9 jets. These door plugs are areas of the plane. They're not emergency exits. They're optional. Some they do use, some they don't. I'm wondering how much of this is actually the planes are bad, or are we looking at a diversity hire problem where we have these pilots who are incapable of doing their jobs, and so you're getting...
Just say the N-word, man. Just say the N-word. Like, what is this? What is this song and dance we are playing, dog? What is happening? Yo, there is nothing more cucked than being a conservative in 2024 where you just want to say it so bad and you're constantly shackled by woke culture, stopping you from being able to say it because then you'll be perceived as a racist. So you have to constantly find new initiatives to be like, DEI, CRT. Meanwhile, you just want to say the N-word. That's it. That's it, brother. Because there is no better situation where you tried to spear dick this DEI initiative nonsense, okay? Where, like, the responsibility of the pilot is so stupid. He's not even talking about a diversity mechanic hire, chatter. No. He's trying to say it must be black pilots.
Getting pilot error. Maybe the cabin was pressurized in.
No. It gets so much dumber. Please.
Jobs. And so you're getting pilot error. Maybe the cabin was pressurized incorrectly, causing the door to blow out. They're then yelling in the cockpit, what did you do? What did you press? Oh, no, I pressed the wrong button. And then they realize we will get in trouble and be sued if people find out what we admitted to here. So they erase the black box voice recorder. So then it's oops, we have no idea. It must just be the planes are no good.
I love that, dude. I love that so much. I love that. He's like, what if it's a DEI pilot and they accidentally hit a button? There's just that big old eject the door button there, okay? And they hit it, okay? And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, no, dude. I hit the eject door button. Stop. And then the other pilot's like, no, dude, as black pilots, we're so stupid and worse than white pilots. And you're also a gay woman, black pilot. Oh, no, we just said it on public record. What do we do? Like, that's what happened. Like, in his mind, this is the events that unfolded. So I looked into it, right? Like, I wanted to understand if there is any physical way that panel could have actually gotten yeeted as a consequence of pilot error, okay? And the answer is no. So if he was talking about DEI, you could have probably said black mechanics are getting hired due to DEI. You could have said, I don't know, Boeing is hiring more black and brown engineers as a consequence of DEI, and they're bad at their jobs. Like, even then, I'm teaching you how to be better at racism, dog. You could have done a better job. You're not even trying. He said, it's the black and brown possible diversity hire pilots that hit the magical ejecto patronum door button. And that's what happened when it's not even a fucking door. There's no door there. It's a panel. That they erased the black box law is just like, yeah, there is a bandwidth to how many hours it records. They recorded over it. Okay. We talked about this already. By the way, we don't even know if the pilots are black or not. Like, that's the other part about it. We don't even know if they're DEI pilots. What if they're white? But to Tim Pool, it doesn't matter. Okay? That's the funniest part about it. It was a woman pilot. Oh, there you go. It's not, that's it. They're making women pilots now. Nope, there you have it.
Ashley St. Clair was tweeting about a flight that landed from Newark, New Jersey, and it bounced on the runway, hard landing, nearly totaling the plane. I think the plane is disabled. It, like, the fuselage looks like it was bent and cracked up. And according to Ashley St. Clair, or I should say, she asked whether or not this was a diversity hire who was fired and then rehired, even though they shouldn't have been. We got a pilot shortage. Flight cancellations like crazy. Are these airlines hiring in large numbers, and are they hiring?
I like it. This is what constitutes for reporting. I saw a plane land, and it landed hard. So then I was like, is this like a black person or a woman? And they didn't really tell me anything, so I'm just making the rest of this up. But yes, I'm tweeting out that I saw a plane land hard, and I thought to myself, this must be a non-white man pilot. It's awesome. Like, this is just such a cartoonish way of coping about how white men are no longer on top, brother. I mean, they can't even hide it. Like, they all look like they all are listening to Tim, and they're just like, in their minds, they're like, this sucks shit.
For diversity, because we know Boeing's all about it. Take a look at this. Global Equity, Diversity, and
he's doing it. Never mind. He's doing it. Global Equity, Diversity, and
Inclusion Report. I'm wondering if what's really happening is the infrastructure failures we're seeing are due to the fact that all of these companies for the past...
He's covering his bases. He's like, if it wasn't the woman pilot, if it's not the woman pilot, then it's the women engineer.
Last decade plus have been prioritizing hiring.
Yeah, and planes famously didn't crash before we started hiring black people and women, brown people and women, just women in general, honestly.
Based on ideology instead of meritocracy.
Yeah. I don't know what to say, other than the fact that there was another Twitter account. What is it called? Like IQ or something? The one that does like race science that Elon Musk was replying to. You know, our very own apartheid lover. Wait, what? Diversity is what doomed the Titanic sub. Yeah, no, that's pretty funny too, because this guy's a fucking rabid anti-Semite, I'm pretty sure, right? And he's literally using the diversity hiring has worked out so well in the past. Titanic Tour CEO didn't hire 50-year-old white guys because they weren't inspirational. I love this. Brother, there is no person more responsible for the fucking idiotic capsizing of the Titanic sub than literally a white guy. So even when it's a white guy who's directly responsible, these fucking dumbass Nazis look at that and go, it must have been the black women that he hired. Like, what are you saying? Or identical, when we're talking about failure, the Titanic. It must have been DEI responsible for the Titanic. God, these people are so stupid, dude. Now, before you hyper-focus on my words as far as, like, me saying, like, oh, just say the N-word. You want to say the N-word and be like, no, Hasan, this wasn't about racism against black people. This was specifically against the women. It's the same shit. People love utilizing DEI, first and foremost, against black people, obviously, but also, just in general, against non-white men. That's it. Here is what I wanted to show you. Where is it? You wouldn't want your doctor performing brain surgery? No. This isn't the original one that I was looking at. You wouldn't want your doctor performing brain surgery on you who was an unqualified candidate that was pushed through thanks to DEI initiatives. People need to start suing companies with DEI programs for racial and gender discrimination, bankrupt them 100%. Dude, what are you saying? Oh, here, this is the one. This is the crazy race realist, race sciences guy. Hasanabi is a terrorist. That is all. Absolutely, brother. I terrorize your mother's pussy every night with this dick. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. I know I said I wasn't going to be vulgar this year, but that was just an opening, much like what I call your mother's legs. Oh, my God. I'm still at it. Okay, I'm going to stop. He wasn't talking about you? Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Well, I apologize. Chatter. I got riled up. I was going to come after your dad, too, and I was going to say I fucked him as well, but this time, we're not going to... Only your mom. She loves it. I'm your father now. I've adopted you. You are my son. Okay? You are my gay son or thought daughter. It's cool. I'm not doubling down. I'm saying it's in a loving manner. Okay? He's literally leaving. He left the chat already. He's like, I'm never returning ever again. 34 MKD50. Thank you for the 50 gifted subs. I've lost him. I've lost another viewer. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. All right. Where were we? The average IQ of U.S. Air Force pilots is about 120. And the figures I've seen for major airline pilots range from 115 to 120. First of all, brother does not know. Where are the figures that he's seen? Like, I love this kind of stuff because they just make stuff up. There's no way. The figures I've seen from major airlines, like I believe the U.S. Air Force numbers, right? Because like they do look for that sort of thing, which is, whatever. You know, placing this level of emphasis on IQ is already silly. Okay, but then he's like, major airline pilots range from 115 to 130. By contrast, the mean IQ of graduates from two of those United Airline HBCU partners, in air quotes, is about 85 to 90 based on the average SATs at those schools. The SAT correlates reasonably well with IQ. So here's what we've done so far. Okay? Number one, IQ is already bullshit. Okay? It doesn't mean anything. It just means you're good at test taking. Okay? Which is why the SAT correlates reasonably well with IQ. Number two, he does not have information on whether or not these hypothetical pilots have been IQ tested and whether they meet the standard that he's claiming, the average IQ range or not. Okay? So now we're 2 layers in. Like, this is why I say, just say the N-word. Okay? Because the reality of the situation is like, you didn't IQ test the fucking potential black pilots that are joining United Airlines, okay? You didn't do that. You're just saying simply that the HBCU partner, like the HBCU IQ range is 85 to 90, which I don't even know, and he doesn't either, by the way. Guess what? He doesn't know that either because he doesn't actually have the IQ numbers for people that have graduated from HBCUs. He's simply saying it's about 85 to 90 because that's what the SAT scores are. So, like, this man does not even have the data that he claims he has. He's simply making it up. He is, yes, extrapolating. Okay, so now we're not even on the antiquated and, of course, silly, but for not forgotten science of art of race science and race realism. He's moved beyond it. He's saying SAT scores correspond or correlate perfectly to IQ. So I am speculating that the HBCU graduates have an IQ rating of around 85 to 90. Okay? But not only that, but you also don't even know if the pilots that have made it to the United Airline pilot program from the HBCU have been IQ tested. They haven't. No one has been IQ tested at this point. And the best part about it is, IQ tests already are not a good indicator of whether or not you're going to be a good pilot. So we're now 3 layers in to this nonsense, okay? To put this in the context, the HBCU IQ averages are within 10 points of the threshold of what is considered borderline intellectual impairment. Yeah, except there is no HBCU IQ average. You made it up. You made it up. There is no HBCU IQ average numbers that you have. You made it up. Okay? Not only did he make it up, HBCUs are historic black colleges and universities. Okay? So he's just extrapolating off of made up inferences that he is working off of made up hypotheticals. And at the core of it all is just white supremacy. That's my favorite type of thinking because it's just pure unadulterated racism that is masquerading as an intellectual thought. And why do you do this? Well, you do this because you're cucked. You're a fucking cuck. You are so unimaginably cucked by liberal norms that you can't sig heil like you want to. So suck my dick. Okay? You are more cucked than Sneeko. At that point, you're so desperate to say the N-word, but you can't say it. So you have to run and change people's minds by being like, guys, well, I'm going to do a bodies and spaces here. As a white identitarian, we have to find a scientific principle behind why black people are inferior than white people. And I'm just simply extrapolating data. You're not doing shit. That's it. That's it. You are so unimaginably cucked that you can't do it. You can't say the N-word. You cannot shit on black people openly in the way that you want to, so you have to masquerade it. You have to hide as though, there's real data that you're operating off of. Just say it. So cucked. Whew. This gives me a little bit of hope, And it's the same as like Elon Musk. It will take an airplane crashing and killing hundreds of people for them to change this crazy policy of die. Okay? Instead of DEI, die. And I love that. Go ahead, Elon. Say black people are worse pilots than white people for no reason. You don't have any data for it, but you want to feel that way, and you will eat up whatever corresponds to your biases. Say it. But you can't do it. You can't do it, can you? Because then, there's some norms you can't cross. There's some boundaries you can't cross, right? You deeply want to say it, but you can't because you're fucking cucked. And that's what they hate the most. Oof. I love it. I love it. That's my silver lining in the cloud, right? These people who are so unimaginably desperate to try to do a little bit of racist agitative propaganda, but can't openly do it in the way that they would be able to if they were unshackled, right? But unfortunately, their contemporaries, their counterparts, they're going to look at them and go, yeah, I don't like this. Okay, I don't like what you're saying. It seems like you're kind of racist, and I don't like that. Racism is bad. Oh, not as bad as the top of the hour ad break, but bad nonetheless.